big day in the bush. All my gold gear and hunting gear. Oh my God, that's gonna hurt. Well, as always, the plan's already changed. I just looked back and saw like 10 goats bedded on the hill over here. So get a drop on these guys and dump my pack here. They weren't goats, they were big boars. I just started beeline and they're too quick, they're on the move. Oh, I could hear something last night. And I thought it was a wild horse because they told me that there's a few brumbies here. And there is a horse there sitting at the front of the house. Man, he was a big pig. I knew once I put this big pack on and I had a plan, it would just, shit was gonna happen. There's a big boar. Just have to find a path here. It's hard to find him on this side. Just get up through this blackberry. Good to shoot a big ball. I still haven't got a big ball. Oh, that's pretty cool anyway. Been seeing big diggings everywhere. And hadn't come across one yet. I can't believe I thought they were goats. They're just big black dots all over the hill. A couple of thumping balls, but I might come over tomorrow morning. Goats. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. There's goats through there. A few down lower too. Wind's good. They're up here. I want to get in front of them. Wind's going this way. See how it goes. I kind of want a pet goat too, so I might grab one of the little ones. I've started pushing up that way over the hill. I've got this one here, but it's just drifted onto this side. And then once it's out of the way,
There's nothing better than outsmarting a wild animal, especially when they're in a herd where there are so many sets of eyes trying to protect each other. I'd snuck into 10 metres and had a nice billy feeding straight into me. He let off an alarm, that sneeze noise. He either winded me or saw some movement. I stayed dead still, heart beating through my chest. Finally, I saw his head turn. This was my chance to draw.
went straight through him.
Well, there ain't no blood on that.
What the hell? I just cleaned this at like 10 metres.
I had drawn my bow as I was squatting and stood up as I hovered the pin over his vitals, but I just had not seen this tiny tree perfectly covering his heart. It was this goat's lucky day.
Well, don't think that one's coming out.
Sometimes I have moments like this in the bush, and I just imagine a whole crowd of people looking at me laughing, going, "You idiot." It wasn't long and I'd caught back up to the herd. I got into 18 metres. The heart was pumping again. I still needed to draw back without them noticing. They were still distracted. I gained another 2 metres. It was a good shot. I'd hit him straight through the lungs. The other big males stood there, trying to figure out what was going on. This is the best thing about bow hunting. Sneaking in, sliding an arrow, and being so stealth some of the animals still don't know what had occurred. It was good to get a critter on the deck, and from there on, everywhere I looked, there were just goats.
Big Billy with these guys, chasing the girls. He's kind of behind this shrub. That girl's in here. There's a nice Billy. It's a big Billy with those guys. There are just goats everywhere. They've just pushed over this next hill. But I left my bag about 3 kilometres back that way, so I don't have water or any of my stuff. And I've pretty much been hunting the whole time, so it's been like 3 hours of scaling and running and chasing after these guys, because when they're on heat you can move really quick. But yeah, he just chased her up the little grey goat that's on heat. The big Billy was just like pushing it all the way up the hill. Sitting there for ages. Snuck into like 10 metres, the wind's going to get me, but I'm going to get a shot of it.
This big guy was sitting in the thick stuff, and once again I couldn't risk taking a shot because I might hit one of the twigs and miss his vitals. I needed him to step out into the open, but being in this close, there's a huge chance of getting winded. With a few of the other goats spotting me and setting off some alerts, it was now or never. I drew back, hovered my pin over his vitals, and took the shot. I knocked another arrow in case I needed a second shot. It looked good, but you always want to make sure. One of the other goats had pulled up who was in the same group. He had a weird one single horn bending nearly into his own head. I heard the big Billy drop in the gully, and then something unexpected happened. I heard some pigs working around the hill coming straight at me. I quickly knocked an arrow and got ready.
This is crazy. It's the goats besides the one I got. Look, there's some more there. And then the big billy I shot dropped in the gully, and I heard two pigs just come along, so I shot a little suckling. Oh my god. Look at the goats. This is insane.
It had been a huge few years of hunting for me, with often me not even seeing a critter. Finally, it was all starting to fall into place.
Big billy. That's the best one I've got. Oh, well, gotta go get my bag. Pretty stoked with that. Just heard him calling, crawled up over the top, got to like 10 meters, knocked an arrow, stood up, and he just looked at me, and it was just a nice clean shot. What an insane morning. Shot two nice goats, this big billy, so that's 3, and a little pig ran past, so I whacked him as well. The farmer wanted some pest control done, so you'll be stoked. Geez, I've never seen so many goats in my life. I haven't hunted this valley yet. I just came down here this morning, so I saw some pigs on the hill. I'm meant to be on the other side. Got my whole big backpack, like 3 mountains over, full of my sniping gear, because I was going to hunt red deer this morning and then just jump in my weddy and snipe. But what a morning. All right, how to get out of here.
Was trying to walk back to my bag, and I just couldn't stop running into goats. I started using trees to see how close I could get, keeping the tree in between me and the animal, allowing me to close the distance without them even knowing I was there.
Well, it's been a mental morning. I've shot 4 goats and I just shot a pig, so I'm actually out of bullets.
There were critters everywhere. Another little suckling just ran up past this log.
Yeah, I enjoy hunting and getting close to things, but also the damage these things do. This whole valley is just ripped apart, and then all this just goes into the creeks. Makes the creeks turbid, kills all the fish. It ruins all the farmers' lands, ruins all our native bush. And that's why I'm out of arrows today. Been doing some pest control. I've still got 1 in the quiver, but it's because this one went in a tree, so I got no tip. And I dropped my pack at the top, like you know. And yeah, I've got no more. I'm surrounded by goats. I'm going to see like 200 goats on my walk home. Like, it's just mental. I hadn't come down this valley, and it is just psycho. I'm going to take the back straps off the goat and the pig and carry them, but I'm a long way without my backpack. I'll drop some pins and see if it doesn't heat up too much. I can come back and get a bit more meat. But yeah, the pig's got a bit of a gut shot, like clipped his guts on the way out, so I'm not going to risk going near that meat. Yeah, you can see the destruction these guys do there. There's one, they're just sitting right there again. Oh, that was a mission. Oh, that water's so good. Oh. Well, no gold. The bag got here like 1.5 km from where the house is, but that was insane. I've never seen so many animals in my life. All right, I'm gonna go back, charge my phone, build some more arrows, head back and get that meat. You. That was insane. I forgot there's even a Brumby there this morning. Oh, man. So much for freaking looking for gold. I seriously carried that pack nowhere, dumped it, and I was like, I thought they were goats on the hill to start with, and I got my binos out as I got closer, and they were just like big pigs, like they were big, like they look like goats from here. And then I couldn't figure out how to get through the blackberries, and then I figured out a way, and I was like, oh no, go back and do what you'd planned with the gold. Next minute there's another big boar coming like halfway down the hill, so I crossed and then saw those goats, and then those goats just led me to goats after goats. And I don't have a real big billy yet, so I was like, I popped a couple, because the dude was like, if you see them, can you just cull them? So I shot 2, and then yeah, I was like, all right, I'm gonna look for a big billy. So I kept pushing because I'd seen one, and then yeah, I came over and he was just sitting there, just like gazing over at these other ones on this big rock, just like fully sitting up there, just watching. And I just come around over the back, got a nice shot on him. So yeah, oh yeah, and then I was sitting there just waiting for him to expire, and I hear this pig, so slid one through a little pig, and that was it. I was out of arrows. It was like being a little kid again. I dead set never get to draw my bow, let alone run out of arrows. And then the whole way back, I was petrified. I was going to see a stag. I just had nothing, no arrows. I was like, I'm going to see the stag of a lifetime. Anyway, I want to get some food, get some water, build some arrows quickly, and then head back and get some meat off those things. Restocked with arrows. Got all gear to butcher stuff. And yeah, with the amount of goats that were there, if I see a bigger billy, I'm going to knock another one. Oh, came back to get the back strap off those animals. This is my lucky day. The hill is so steep. I just found my arrow. How is it? Straight pass through. Don't even get blood, like it's crazy. Tiniest bit. Now I've found 2. So I've gone from 0 arrows to like double loaded.
There's too much to fit into this, so this day continues next week. I was giving a quick recap of the day, and I watched it back because I've been having a heap of trouble with wind noise. I looked up from watching the little clip and couldn't believe my eyes. Goats had walked in on me, and it was the perfect opportunity to try and self-film with my other camera and see if I could really pull off an amazing film shot. Bow hunting's hard enough solo, yet alone trying to capture it on 2 cameras. And in the end, this was the sickest day of footage I've ever got. Can't wait to show you. Can you believe it? I would appreciate if you could send this to your mates and make a comment. Putting a lot of effort into these videos and be epic, see if they could actually get somewhere. See you next time.
Oh, oh, oh.